You're standing at the start of a straight path. Could be a hallway, could be a quiet park, or even just a line on the floor. A straight line. And then you look ahead. Then you close your eyes. There's nothing but a path. There's nothing but your own 2 feet. Then you take a step, and another, and another, and many more. Now here's the secret. The only thing that matters is how often you open your eyes. That's the only thing that matters. Because really, this simple walk can tell you more about self-trust, courage, anxiety, and confidence. Much more than hours of advice, hours of data could ever tell you. Now, what's the story behind the walk, you may ask? Let's think about life for a second. Every day we're walking paths we can't truly fully see. There's opportunities, there's challenges, there's relationships, there's friendships, there's life. And interestingly, none of them come with a roadmap. It's funny, but none of them come with an actual map as to how to navigate them. You see, and just like this walk, we have a choice. Really, do we keep our eyes closed, trusting ourselves to move forward? Or do we constantly open our eyes? Are we checking? Are we doubting? Are we hesitating? For example, imagine someone standing next to you and they're whispering, "Ooh, are you sure? Maybe you should stop. Look, just open your eyes. Just make sure. Maybe you should stop. You know what, just chill. Just chill. Stop. Try to make sure. Be sure. Be sure." And then, the voice keeps ringing in our heads. Now, every single time we open our eyes, we tell ourselves a story. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's anxiety. Sometimes it's doubt. Sometimes it's probably just your brain playing it safe. But then the moment we don't open our eyes, those steps, you see that step you're making when your eyes are closed, that shows courage. It shows trust. That's self-belief. Dare I say, self-belief in motion. Now let's go through the whole experiment. How do we take the walk? Alright, find a safe path. Find a safe place. It could be a walkway. It could be an empty area. Find a single straight path, right? Close your eyes. Now step forward. Now, the only time you're able or you should open your eyes is when you feel like you must. Walk at your own pace, remember. Because there's no rush, there's no pressure. And as you walk, you pay attention. You're not paying attention to the path, remember. You're paying attention to your reactions. You're paying attention to the story you're telling yourself. Notice the whispers in your mind. Notice the things you're telling yourself. Notice the urge to open your eyes. Notice the urge to try and see what's happening around you. Now notice what happens when you resist, because the urge will come. But for many of us, after hearing this, there's a desire to resist. Notice what happens when you try resist. whilst thinking about this, interestingly, I've had a fun relationship with anxiety in the past couple weeks. And I've only discovered this experiment a couple months ago. I practiced it, I tried it, I've seen that it works. Now here's a simple way to score yourself. Think of how many times you open your eyes. Whilst you're walking that distance, think of how many times you open your eyes. Think about how far you've walked before the first time you actually open your eyes. Now think about how your eyes stayed open. How long do they stay open for? Think about how long they stay open for. Think about how long you had walked before you had your first eye open. And think about how many times you open your eyes. Think of it as a reflection score. Not a grade, not a grade for a test, but a score that reflects you, okay? If you have a high score, then you trust yourself deeply. The lower the score gets, you're being aware, you're relying on reassurance. But that's not a bad thing. It's okay. It's okay to rely on reassurance. That's your starting point. That's the first step. Now remember, the numbers don't define you. How many times you open your eyes doesn't tell you about yourself. Because really the value in what we're expressing with this experiment is what you notice about yourself, what story your mind is telling you. Now let's look at a bigger picture. Life is full of so many parts that we can't see. We have opportunities show up unexpectedly. Some are very expected, some are not expected. We have lots of decisions to make that demand action. We have many impromptu speeches to make. You have that impromptu test coming up. And just like the walk, we have a choice. We have a choice to keep peeking at every single step, waiting for certainty. We also have a choice to keep trusting ourselves and taking the next step, even when it feels uncertain. Sometimes the easy thing to do is to open your eyes for that split second and see what's happening around. But many times it's fear in disguise. And the only way to move forward many times is to keep walking with your eyes closed. Trust that your person, trust that your compass, your inner compass knows the way. Because even a small step builds trust. Even just that tiny move proves to yourself, I can do this. I can trust myself. Here's my challenge to you. This week, find your path. Close your eyes, take the walk. Okay? Take the walk. Ask yourself, where am I trusting myself? Where am I hesitating? What happens if I trust myself a lot more? What happens if I give myself a different narrative in my head? Because remember, confidence is not about the fact that you cannot open your eyes. It is never about not opening your eyes. Confidence is really knowing you can keep walking even when you don't open your eyes. Confidence is a trust that comes with knowing that yes, I can keep walking even with my eyes closed. It's the Oyede Podcast.